Hello, hello. Can you hear me? We've got a few people here. Just type yes in the chat if you can hear me, please. Hi, Natasha. Hello. If you can hear me, yes, yes. Hello. How is everyone this Thursday evening? We've got 1 week to Christmas. Hi, Kat. Bravo 8. Shepherd. Is it Essence? My eyes are failing me. Coffee with Cream 523. Hello. Hello. How are you guys? Carolyn is in the house. Carolyn is my assistant. She will be managing the comments. So I'm so excited to talk to you guys today. First off, yes, I ordered 2 pairs of glasses today. Yeah. Where did you get your glasses, Shepherd? I need to order some new glasses. My prescription is changing. It's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. Where is everybody from? So, is it Lysandra Martin from Alabama? Oh, Costco Wholesale. I need to check them out. UK, we've got Natasha Williams, who's doing her Global Excellence Study. If you guys haven't taken it, Natasha, will you mind putting, is it costofblackexcellence.com? Put that link in there. You guys need to be a part of this global study. Natasha Williams, who was on episode, I cannot remember, but recently, amazing woman doing amazing research study on Black people in corporate America and how we fare and the cost it is to us by being in corporate America. North Carolina mountains, Riverside, California, coffee with cream. I just got back from LA, actually. All right. Well, welcome everybody. So first, I just want to ask you guys, have you guys seen the latest episode of Coffee No Cream? Did you see yesterday's episode? Anyone? We got a couple people from Coffee No Cream. Okay, from North Carolina. All right. Okay, thoughts, because I just want to get some feedback on the last few weeks and see what you guys thought. Oh, wow. Hey, never seen you go live. Hi, Enhanced Simplicity. Where are you from? I'm live. This is my 3rd live. Yes. No, you didn't see it? Okay. Okay, guys, who's seen it? Not yet. I see some no. Well, why you guys haven't seen it? What about last week with Ashley Williams or Ashley Morgan? Wasn't she amazing? Did you guys see Ashley Morgan? Amazing. I thought that was a great interview. Nobody? Well, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It was a great interview. No, didn't see show yesterday. Yeah, she was great and very informative. Yeah, Ashley's a rock star. No, coffee with cream. Put your maybe ring your notification bell. Did you click the notification bell on my channel so you see? All of my episodes launch on, I post on Wednesdays, and usually I try to do a clip of the longer episode, usually on Sunday. If it was a really good one and they had a lot of juicy comments and it was like a good conversation, because everybody's conversation is not equal. I mean, I love all of my guests, absolutely, but some people really truly understand the assignment and they just are giving and giving and giving. I will post more than just one clip of that episode. So If you look on my channel, the ones with the pinkish peach background, those are the full episodes. And then the ones with the dark, dark chocolate brown background, those are the shorter episodes. Yes, Shepherd Essence, definitely turn on your notifications. Love the episode. I was thinking, you are so right about focusing on what other people think. Now, am I the only one, you guys? Because I get up there and bare my soul to you guys. I tell you all my business. I'm so vulnerable with you. So, yes, in this episode, most recently, I talked about not focusing on what other people think, and going into education when there's nothing else to do. I don't know what you guys thought about that. That might be an unpopular opinion. Black women are so degreed, so heavily, and we do tend to go and get another degree to prove our worthiness, to prove ourselves to these people who don't always give us what we want, even after we have the degree. So we just talked about ways to find your value. I usually catch up on your shows late, busy and growing my women's business as well. Okay, Enhanced Simplicity, what is your women's business? Do tell. So, who in the chat is working on their own business? I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Who here has or was laid off in 2025? Was anybody laid off? And then my second part to that question is, who is trying to do their own thing, their own business? So Natasha, will you throw the link in there for the study? I think Enhanced Simplicity is asking. Coffee with Cream is saying, I went into education because I couldn't figure out what to do, got a master's degree in education, and became an environmental scientist. I love that. Coffee with Cream, are you light-skinned or are you white? I don't mean to call you out. I just want to know. Little cream in the coffee. Enhanced Simplicity, my link. Light skin, yes. Well, yes. Had to ask. Somebody once asked me in the comments, somebody entered the comments and said, is there a channel that's just cream with no coffee? This is why I asked. No disrespect. I said there will be if you make one. So, Bay Honey 8, working part-time, going to school full-time, and working on my mobile beauty services business. 31 and 2 kids. Nice. So you're gonna do like a food truck kind of thing, but you're gonna do it with like a beauty salon, or are you just gonna drive to people's houses? I'm just curious if you're gonna do like the whole setup in a truck. That's cool. Barbering and massage. Yes. Nice. Very nice. Creole. Nice. Where do you live now, Coffee with Cream? Are you around the Louisiana area, maybe in Houston? I didn't think about a truck. That's a great idea. Yeah, if you could work it out. I mean, I think of like a food truck mobile hairstylist, if it makes sense. You've got to do the numbers and you got to think about the time. Barbering probably would be a lot easier than doing female hair, I think, for sure. Anybody else has got a business that they're starting? I'm asking you guys this, California, but my people are from Louisiana. Yeah. YouTube keeps removing my business link. Write it out. Like, write it out and then do at like AT. I work for a financial institution for now, but also have a catering and bakery business. So I'm asking you guys this question because I am wanting to do more for you guys, especially my entrepreneurs, and I want to find out for you guys what you guys would like to see in a community, in a membership, in a product, or something like that. I have an idea of what I want to do and what I'm seeing that you guys might benefit from just reading the comments and everything like that. But I want to just take a quick little survey while I'm here to see what you guys would be interested in. Um, Shepherd Essence Beauty and you. I've written an ebook and scheduling a workshop. Okay, nice. What's the workshop about? Tell us. Um, I'm retired and considering opening an assisted living facility in my home. Yeah, yeah, that's good money from what I understand. Essentials with the sole focus on the woman and the land, an evergreen and multifaceted brand organization here to serve lesbians and female centered women who desire true female, yeah, female sovereignty from the patriarchy system. Yeah, it's so funny. So my HVAC guy, black man, he's seen the podcast. He comes over to fix my heat because I woke up last week. It was like 28 degrees and my heat was blowing, my heater was blowing cold air. And he just kept trying to convince me that we need to include men. We need to include men in the community. That's not going to happen, by the way. I told him once he says stuff like that, he's going to end up on the channel. I did want to ask how long the transition took from you working for corporate to clothing line to you getting your current successes. So that's from Bay Honey. Yes, I can talk about that. So when I was working, I started my business while I was working. And I worked for this really crazy advertising agency. When I say crazy, it was very, very frowned upon to have a side hustle, but it was okay as long as it wasn't competitive with what we were doing, and my clothing line was not. So, my dad, he owned an auto body business for many years, and he just told me, he started working while he was working for a black owned auto body business here in St. Louis. So he worked on it till he was making as much money on his side hustle as he was on his main hustle. So that's what I was attempting to do when I started my clothing line. But I got fired before I could make that leap. So my story is about all the mistakes that I made on the way. But if you can work it at the same time as you're working your main hustle, and there's all sorts of factors that you need to consider as you're doing that to give yourself some room, financial planning, just management of time, really figuring out how to get it done. Um, it just depends. It depends on where you are financially. It depends on how much money you have set aside. It depends on what kind of effort and time and cost it takes for you to actually have a business that is paying you. Are you creating a product? Are you providing a service? Are you doing consultations? Because if say you have consultations and you charge so much per hour per hour or sessions or whatever, how many clients do you need to be able to make the jump consistently? So it just really depends on a lot of factors. So you've got to really look at everything involved. But for me, I left before I was ready, and I was doing a lot of dumb shit before I left. So don't do that. If you do want to go out on your own, you just want to make sure that you're paying down all of your debt and you're really thinking about what it's going to cost for you to leave your job with as little stress as possible. You got to consider all the things, especially like what you're going to do for benefits, making sure that you're going to have that money, making sure you have a cushion. Okay, let me get into these comments. Um, let's see, let's see. I own 6 houses, but as a landlord, it's hard to keep increasing rents on people because everyone seems to be challenged these days. Hi, it's only Yvette. Hi there. Yeah, everyone is challenged these days. It's a challenging time. Did anybody lose their job in 2025? I'm just curious if we've got anybody who's lost their job or is going through a professional transition in 2025. So nobody's answering my question on what it is that you guys need, because I'm looking to help you guys. Okay, Bay Honey 8. Yeah, no, I just quit, but I'm retired from the state. Okay. Anyone else? Oh yeah, your daughter lost her job. So guys, when you watch Coffee No Cream, um tell me what you feel that's good about it, like what you're getting from it, because I want to be able to provide you guys with the tools and tips and resources that you need to win. So if anyone wants to leave some feedback for me, that would be awesome. Thank you. It's only that my goal is to bring awareness of safer alternatives in personal care products for Black women, especially when it comes to ingredients and the overall outcome health wise. Learn more marketing tips. Okay, so that's what you're saying. You want to learn more marketing tips from me, or period? Anybody else got anything that they want to share? Like, what would be really helpful for you right now? Marketing tips. Well, what are you doing now? Are you doing something? And if you've already answered this, please forgive me. I'm trying to keep up. Um, Hearing about your personal experience and hearing from other Black women's experiences navigating through the workforce and self-employment. Yeah, it's kind of healing, right? I love a good story, but I love stories of perseverance. Like, I've been through some shit in my day, and if I can help you upgrade your resume, what are you saying, Yvette? How to interview better? Okay, all right. Anybody? I like hearing the inside stories of women and their experiences directly, which is what your show provides. Yeah, validating too. Is there anything you guys want to hear more of? I'm asking because I'm trying to figure out how I can be of greater help, how I can provide the tools it is that you guys are looking for. You know, if you could think up something that you needed right now that would help you move the needle in the workplace and the challenges that we face while in those white spaces. Yeah, I was talking to Natasha today. More successful transitions once they figured it out and left the corporation. So, enhanced simplicity. Are you afraid to make the transition? How to pivot? Pivot into your own thing. Is that what you guys are looking for? Pivoting into your own thing. Are you trying to pivot into another corporate job? What kind of pivot? What kind of transition are you looking for? If anybody wants to add, because that matters, you know. Once figured out how. Okay, more successful transitions once they figured out and left the corporation. Yeah. Self-employment, higher earnings. No, I'm not in corporate strictly. I know. I know. You know, working for yourself isn't for everyone. I mean, that's just real talk. That's just real talk. you know, I work for myself. Sometimes I'm like, am I crazy that I work for myself? But I know that working for other people is not my jam. But working for other people can be great as well. Yes, into your own thing. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Anyone else have anything to add to that question? I'm taking all feedback. This is your opportunity. Maybe tell me the episodes that you guys have enjoyed the most that you've seen. You might not have seen the latest one, but that's okay. What what episodes that you're enjoying the most? Cuz I just want to make sure that I'm bringing you guys the right people. Anyone? You guys ever seen Ferris Bueller? Anyone? Abby the attorney's good. Oh yeah, Abby's good. We like Abby the attorney. And Tracy's good too. Tracy Walker. Tracy's thinking out loud. Yeah. Yes. I was saying to interview women after they reach success, facing all of the challenges through transitioning. Okay. And it's interesting. Yeah. Okay. And Abby the attorney, she's got her own practice. So maybe I can bring her back for that. A lot of my guests are entrepreneurial. Ashley Morgan from last week, Natasha Williams, Karen Donaldson. A lot of them are entrepreneurial, in addition to me. Yeah, you enjoy the interviews? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, interviews are one thing for sure. I'm trying to pivot into something that I can help my daughter to do. That's why I'm considering assisted living. Society is aging and the needs of the senior population are increasing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know anything about that business. But there seems to be, and I don't know this for sure now with our current administration, but there seems to be probably some good um, funding for that, like government contracts for that you can do. An adult group home, yeah. hmm And they have all kinds of different homes. I remember, like in my dad's neighborhood, there was the one on the corner, and it wasn't adults. It was, I think it wasn't elderly. It was just adults who maybe were autistic or things like that. So there's all kinds of group homes. But marketing. I do. I do. I worked in advertising. Yes. I know marketing. I've done a lot of that with my clients. So what okay, yeah. And we can talk about that. Like what kind of marketing you want to market online? Do you want to do social media marketing, email marketing? Yep. Building a brand, as Natasha says, that's very important. I talked about that yesterday on my podcast episode yesterday. I've got friends out here, one's president of an ad agency, and she's not spent any time building her brand at all. Neither one of them, both marketing people. One of them is a VP. No time spent on that. You have no idea. Yeah. Kind of. Okay. My thing about marketing, and I was just going to tell you this, and I was talking to somebody else about that. Just like I came on here and talked to you guys about what I know, I told somebody this in the comments. If you're trying to build a brand, just get on and you need to figure out what you're talking about, right? What you're selling. But this particular person I was talking to, she's just launching a book, and she's been making kind of like regular posts this entire time. She's just making regular posts, And she sent me her first post, really, because the book is done. She's got books in hand and she's ready to sell. And then, she just literally she sent me a post where she's got the book in her hand. And I'm like, you really need to introduce yourself and start sharing stories about yourself that positions you as the expert in what you do. And the sales will come, after that. So that's just my way, especially people who are more timid about sales. But I think if you want to have success on social, that's definitely what you need to do. You think about all of the people that you enjoy the most on social media, like if you're scrolling on TikTok or even YouTube or Instagram. Um, Instagram and TikTok seem to be very different, but positioning yourself as the expert in whatever it is that you do. So I would say if you are doing an adult senior living facility or something like that, you could do videos simply talking about aging parents, what to do with when certain things happen. You'll become the expert. That's just a tip. You've got to tell people why they should purchase from you. Somebody wrote, I need to learn more about how to build an audience on Instagram and Facebook. My idea is to post meaningful videos that speak to the lives of women, my audience, social media marketing. Right. Okay, Shepherd Essence, just so start posting. In the background of my podcast, I always say, just quit getting ready to get ready. You can do that tomorrow. So go post. There's no there's the only way you get better at posting is to just post. So start talking and start telling people who you are. And it might feel weird and awkward and strange when you first start, but just keep coming back and then you'll start to build people and people start to find you. But just start talking. You don't even need anything. All you need is your phone. How to pivot into high demand fields and where self-employment success and security comes from. You mean security in your like my own security of self? Like how I'm secure enough to do it? Bae, honey, 8. Um, where are Black women the safest, most secure, and most successful in regard to employment? So you're talking about self-employment and then you're asking me about employment. So I'm just trying to figure out what? You got a lot of questions. And financial literacy. Yeah. Somebody just suggested a book that I just downloaded, and she said it changed her life about money. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. I'm going to zoom in. I haven't read this yet. Tasha Silver, It's Not Your Money. This is a book. I'm going to read this. She said it changed her life. I've learned that the state will pay between $5,000 to $10,000 per person, depending upon the person's needs. Exactly. So if I were you, Coffee with Cream, I have certifications for my business. So I'm minority owned. Let me see. What did they say? Minority owned business enterprise. I'm a women owned business enterprise in my state. I'm women owned small business, federal. That probably doesn't mean anything anymore right now with this administration. But if that's something that you would want to do, I would strongly recommend that you contact Apex Accelerators. It's called Apex Accelerators. And, allow them for free to help you get your certifications so you can do government contracting and get that going. There's a lot of certifications in California, a ton. Yeah. All right. Let's see. You're welcome. You're welcome, Coffee with Cream. Yeah, I have a lot of certifications. I'm trying to get one more, but I haven't gotten any government contracting. I haven't really put a lot of effort into that as of late. Just post. Yes. Just do it. Quick and ready to get ready. Just get on. Do you guys know? I mean, I was so nervous just to do lives. Just do it. And now this is my third one. And you're nervous that nobody's going to show up. You're nervous that nobody's going to comment on your videos. I mean, everybody started somewhere. So, just baby steps. Just take one step. I have a whole outline of how to start a business and move from corporate to I have a whole framework that I do. But anything else anybody's looking for to want to know more about? We've got the same people commenting. I know some other people in there. Be brave. Hi, Poison Ivy 36. Thank you. I'll show up for you. Thank you. Thank you, Enhanced Simplicity. Thank you. It's very nerve-wracking at first, but before I started Coffee No Cream, I did some videos on TikTok and I got more comfortable. I just would have a thought that would just pop in my head. And I had this tripod set up with my phone in my living room. And I would just get on there and just start rambling because stuff would happen. And that's the thing about posting, like stuff happens. I don't post like TikTokers post because normally I'm posting like clips of the podcast. I might start to do more of that if I get more time. The podcast is enough, but you'll just have these thoughts, and the more comfortable you get, like the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. That's all I can say. It is scary, but like I said in my video yesterday, a lot of times people care too much about what people think about them, but those people aren't paying your bills, and most people don't give a shit about you, really, what you're doing. Like I said, my sister, she has never watched a full Coffee No Cream episode ever. Some of my closest friends, they don't watch it. You can't even worry about that. And you're not gonna be able to rely on them to make you successful. So you just gotta get out here and do it. Everybody else is, why not you? I find it so fascinating right now because there's so many interesting people. Like, remember back in the day where, we didn't have this, or, we were looking for, TV shows and movies and celebrities, but there's so much talent out in the world. It's so fascinating. And everybody, I feel, can find their tribe, can find their people. I am almost at 10K. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I've done pretty well, actually. I've only been up for 7 months. And okay, I wanted to ask you guys about the panel that I did. Did anybody see the panel that I did about Black women versus Black women in the workplace? Can you guys comment on that? Because I have gotten that comment probably more than any other type of comment I could possibly have gotten on the channel. Us Black women are always having issues with each other in the workplace. And I know it can be a trigger to some of us for different reasons. If we are the mean Black girl, or if we've been treated poorly by other Black women. Does anybody have any comments to say about that? Because I assume that video would do better, but I don't know if it was the wrong thing to do. I thought it was the right thing to do, but I could be wrong. I never had that experience. My bad Black women experiences have all been outside of work. Yeah, yes. It's sad, but so true. Yeah, I think it triggers people. Like, I've had people super shitty to me in my comments. Black women, anybody else, because I want to have more of that conversation, but that might be a conversation that we put behind a gated wall in the future. Maybe it's a conversation we feel more comfortable to have not out in the open. If anybody has anything to share about that, please do let me know. Give me some feedback on that. because that's the one you guys have kind of been asking me for like since the beginning, and mm, I just feel like it didn't perform as well as I would have thought. And also, I did post that over the Thanksgiving holiday, so that might have something to do with it. Yeah, it's a very complex subject. It's a very complex subject. Wow, Shepherd, that's great. I haven't been in the workplace for as long as you, because I was out after 11 years, but I've definitely had it in my personal life. And the black women that I had in the workplace were great, so I didn't really have those issues. So what else do we have going on? Anybody else want to share what else they've got going on personal life? Yes. Most definitely. So what other episodes did you guys watch and like and vibe with? Hasna, ABD, it can be very insidious. Yeah. These women often smile on your face but have a hidden agenda due to their insecurities. So in that episode, Natasha Williams, her global research study is really, we're going to have her back in February. We just talked about it today because the study is over, and well, the study's going to continue to go on because she wants a certain number of people, but she's going to have her first findings of that study at the end of January. And she talked about a drawbridge effect, about black women in leadership and not wanting to pull other black women up. That's something she's found for her global study on the cost of black excellence, which I found to be very fascinating. Um, being been watching all that I can since an unfair. What happened? You got laid off. Unfair dismissal. I loved your but black women charge less than white boys. Yeah, we do. Did you guys see the one with Dr. Kimberly Douglas on pricing? She was a pricing expert. She was on a few weeks ago. That's why I had her on, because even when I worked for big advertising agencies, it would be time to push that estimate forward or that invoice forward. And it could be for like Dr. Pepper or Pizza Hut or something, or Pepsi. And I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God. And, white boys don't have a problem with it. So I just want us black women to get to that point. I've improved dramatically. I've improved dramatically. Anyone else got anything they want to give me feedback on? And Bay Honey, tell us about your dismissal. Tell you about my clothing line. Okay. I had a clothing line. Um, Somebody wrote some shitty comment about that. I had a clothing line I started in 2004. I was doing loungewear before. Loungewear was really a thing. I was going to do it with my best friend. My best friend got married and she lost interest, so I went off and did it myself. And I basically learned how to manufacture clothes, learned how to source fabric, learned how to get patterns made, learned how to um, grade. When I say grade, you're taking your pattern, your original pattern from one size, and you take it, say, from medium up to large, extra large, and then from medium down to small, extra small. Anyway, I went to New York and I sold at market. I went to lingerie markets because that at that time there was no real loungewear wasn't a thing. So anyway, I did that for several years. I had some success. Vanessa Williams actually requested it on Desperate Housewives. I never found out where she found it from. I never found out that. But it could have been anywhere because I used to sell to Vegas a lot. So I sold to the Wynn in Vegas. I sold to the Aria in Vegas. Um, I had success. I sold at spas and resorts all over the place. But if you listen to me talk about my story, I was already doing silly stuff, dumb shit with my money trying to make it go because I worked for that boss that I talked about recently. And, I just was trying to get out of that job. So I was just getting into debt and things like that. So by the time I moved out to California, I was not in the best situation, but I still kept it going until finally I could not do it anymore. Because when you have a clothing line, you have to put out the money for fabric, you have to put out the money to get it manufactured and produced, and then you ship it, and then you don't get paid for like 30 days later. So it was just I was running out of money. Even though I had some great accounts, I don't miss it. That was a hard business. That was a hard business, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Um, I never went to work coffee with cream, so I never went to work with friends. I went to work to earn a check. When treated poorly by anyone, I steered clear of them. Yeah, best. I've improved dramatically as well. Can you still find your designs on secondhand market? Probably not. It's been a minute. I have a bunch in my basement. It was very basic loungewear. It was like basic pants, like tank tops. I did like cardigans. I was working with Modal. If you guys know what Modal is, I was working with Modal before Modal was like a thing. So it was like super soft. Um, you know, um, but even in that, I had situations because I went to show it to Neiman Marcus, and they all were like oohing and on, but she didn't buy it from me. But when I saw her at market, I caught her in my booth when I stepped away. I showed it to Nordstrom. They wanted to put it in a few doors, but it just never happened. Um, but it was very like basic, like essentials. If you guys have ever seen the clothing line, it's like a loungewear line called Hand Row. It was just very simple, like well fitted, soft stuff. I started it because when I was young and I was dating more, I wanted, I would come home from work and I didn't have anything to do. I might have a gentleman caller or something like that. So I wanted to look cute, but I didn't I didn't want to put on my pajamas. So I needed something cute, like house stuff that wasn't like moo and stuff. So I started my clothing line. That's kind of how I came up with that idea. So I was silly. Let's see. Let me see. Transition from wellness and beauty into my first office job at a college, wasn't trained properly after many requests and was moved to a different department. And then okay, yeah. I told you I was doing loungewear. Yeah, like everything I've done, there's this one commenter and she's just like bad energy. And, the things that trigger me, I do hard things. I'm a risk taker. It's not everybody's thing, okay? But I applaud anybody who like goes after their dream. At least they tried. I remember when I was 14 years old, my mother was 40. And I remember standing in the kitchen with her. My mom died at 49, guys. So this is why I might be like this. I remember standing in the kitchen with her and she wishing she woulda, coulda, she would have gone. She wanted to be a doctor. She wished she would have she wanted to go to Michigan, Ann Arbor. She wanted to be a doctor. And I just remember thinking, I'm never gonna say I wish I woulda, coulda done shit. I'm just gonna do everything I want to do. So that's the way I feel about it. And so that's why I'm always like, be careful who you share your dreams with, be careful who you talk to. If there's something you want to do, there's been no time in history like now where there are opportunities available to you that you can do them. So I've done things that are not easy. Hell, starting the podcast isn't easy. They say 90%, what is it? 90% of people don't make it past episode 3. Starting a business isn't easy. It's none of it's easy, you know? So that's my thoughts on that. Um, let's see. You should add drop shipping, coffee no cream merch. It's coming. Do you guys like my logo? You know what my logo looks like? Yeah, channel. You should add drop shipping, promote your YouTube channel, and help develop more studies. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm actually trying to find the right merch to brand because I love my logo. I do mentor one-on-one Shepherd. Go to coffeenocream.com/motion. I do. Carolyn, will you put that link in the chat? So yeah, I do help you, coach, mentor you. I've done it all. I'm of a particular age, people. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I learned that you can take a payout of severance from your employer to leave a toxic work environment. What are your thoughts? Okay, this is not my expertise, but I do know that you can take severance. And I have learned that you can negotiate severance and you can also negotiate medical. Okay, so um, look into that. The anti HR lady is good at that. Um, she has a whole platform on that. So she's called the anti HR Black woman, and she talks about negotiating severance and medical. So reach out to her. Um, let's see. Love the logo. Thank you. Thank you guys. I love the logo too. What do you want? Do you want it like on a hat? I was gonna do like tank tops. I'm a big tank top person. I like a good scoop neck. What do you guys want? How do you feel about many content creators supporting people going into entrepreneurship with the looming healthcare costs set to rise astronomically? Mine have gone up too. My friends in California are paying like $700 a month. Mine, I didn't finish it, so I'm not going to be able to start the new plan until February. But this is the way I feel about that. Should you not be an entrepreneur because healthcare has gone up? That wouldn't stop me, you know? I remember one time talking to my dad, and I was like, I gotta cut this bill and I gotta cut that bill, and I should just make more money, right? And this might sound flippant and insensitive, but he's like, yeah, you just need to make more money. So it sucks what's happening with healthcare. My healthcare has gone up. That's why I didn't meet the deadline by December 15th, and I'm like trying to figure out what I can do and what I'm going to do. But the cost of healthcare rising isn't going to make me go get a job. But that's just me, right? Um, it depends on what being an entrepreneur means to you. To me, being an entrepreneur is everything to me. It's my joy. I love working for myself. I absolutely do not do well working for other people. You always work for people, always in some form or fashion, right? The crazy clients that I got away from last year, I was working for them. In essence, I was working for them. And those people bugged the shit out of me constantly. I mean, I was there, like I said before, their work mammy. So I was constantly available. I love the satisfaction of working for myself. So would I say not to go into um, entrepreneurial efforts or to become? I would never say don't become an entrepreneur because of health insurance. That's not a reason to me. You know, I think if that's something you desire to do, then you should definitely do it. If you don't, you're probably going to regret it. At least try. Um, it's not for everybody. It is not for everybody. A simple t-shirt. All right. I love your lives. Thanks. Yeah. So, yeah, being an entrepreneur is no joke. Shit, I'm stressed out right now. I'm not even going to lie. Um, because, I'm in a pivot season right now. If I'm being honest, I'm in a pivot season right now. Um, that's what happens. But again, it's not making me want to go get a job. I mean, you do what you have to do. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and that's something you desire to do, and you have the focus and the dedication and the commitment to being an entrepreneur, then that's what you need to do. Shit's not easy. Question. I came on late. Can you talk about your motion hour again? Yes, I can talk about my motion hour again. My motion hour is for people who vibe with me and they need help getting themselves unstuck. And we go through my motion framework, which is basically steps that I use to help you get into motion. So whether you're trying to leave corporate, whether you're trying to build yourself up to having a conversation, whether you're trying to figure out what it is you need to be doing right now, that's what the motion hour is for. I've had so many people contact me asking me, do I do consultations? So yes, I do. Um, and the reason I'm asking you guys also about what it is you would need, what's going to help you. A lot of you guys have said figuring out how to pivot. A motion hour could be great for that if you just need to talk to me about it. So I ask you to fill out a questionnaire, answer some questions so we can spend that 60 to 75 minutes really focusing on what it is that's going to get you forward. We're not going to cover everything in one session, but um, that questionnaire and letting me know where you're at before we get started so we can make the most of that time. And then I follow up with you guys. Anybody who signs up for that, I'll follow up with feedback, next steps, and all that. And if you want to book another one, you can. I hope to see you in January as well, Shepherd Essence. You're right, it's no joke and would never trade it for nothing. To each their own. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But like I said in my video yesterday, friends who work in corporate, they got fat retirement accounts and they've got money stacked and things like that. But two of them who are getting laid off, they're completely like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, they don't see their worth. And this is what I talked about from my perspective. Sometimes when you're pigeonholed into these jobs and something does happen, it's hard to really figure out your worth because you're defining yourself by that job and the tasks that people, whoever created that job, which didn't have shit to do with you when they came up with that job, they hired you because you could do the job. But sometimes we stay in these jobs so long that we think that that's all we have to offer, and we have so much more to offer. And this is what happened to me. I say this in the episode. When I decided that the clothing line was no more, it was done, um I just was like, what are my marketable skills? Because I was a client brand manager for an ad agency. That's not very marketable if you don't want to go work for another ad agency. I created a clothing line. I knew how to do that, but I didn't want to work for a clothing line. That wasn't what I wanted to do. So I felt like I didn't have any value because I was seeing my value as all the little tasks and things that they had me doing, or that was my job at the advertising agency. So I talk about like realistically coming up with a real resume just for yourself on what you're actually doing. So it's just an exercise to help you figure out what your worth is. Um so can I book? Yeah, you can book the motion session now if you want to. Just go to coffeenocream.com/motion. And once you pay, or once you pick your time and everything like that, you can pay when you're doing that. America and maybe the world is stressed out right now. I know it's a stressful time. It does not feel like Christmas to me this year. It does not. I'm gonna enjoy my Christmas with my family, but it just feels different. Does it feel different to you guys? I don't know. It's just like so much is going on. I don't know where we're supposed to shop. I don't even feel like shopping. It just feels different this year. CPJ Morgan, you're welcome. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, this is not a magical session. not magical season. No, it's not. It just feels different this year. Christmas has never. I got my Christmas tree up though. I got it up. I got my Christmas tree. I got my Christmas tree from Costco. I was so excited. I usually go to the Christmas tree lot and like to like walk around and do all that. My dad goes with me. My dad is 82. He was like, I don't want to go over there. So I was going to Costco the day before Thanksgiving, and there they were, a Fraser fir. It was beautiful for $56. Um, anyone else? We only have a couple more minutes. Anybody else want to ask me anything else? I love chatting with you guys. Please share anything. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm addicted to this water bottle. I'm addicted. This is the only way I can drink my water, is in these water bottles now. Anybody? Any other questions? Anything else? Anything else you guys want to share? Feedback you want to provide? Stuff you want to hear about? Nope. Last call? Nobody? All right. All right. I don't hear anything. I'm out of things to discuss here. I mean, I could talk all night, really, actually. I'm a chatterbox. Your first page needs a minor correction in the motion hour page. Okay. Also, will you help me build a framework during my initial? Yes, I will. We will go through it, ma'am. No, just wishing every woman great success. Me too. Me too. Isn't it nice to finally feel like you're not alone? People have you thinking you are crazy. Can you share a bit of what you're planning for the new year? What do you mean planning? To love more. V2D. Planning for you guys? Planning for me? Planning for the podcast? What do you mean exactly? Thank you so much. Thank you, Natasha. What do you mean planning? What? Tell me. To love more. Okay, I'm just going to answer the question. Yes, Erin. I really appreciate it. Yes, enjoy. Yes, I complain. Wait. Okay, wait. Let me podcast. Okay, for the podcast. Yes, obviously more guests. I'm working on something a little bit more private. A membership. It will be a paid membership where this is why I'm asking you guys what you need. I know what I think you need by listening to and reading the comments and engaging with you guys here, but I don't want to put some bullshit out. This is my thing, right? I don't want to put bullshit out. I have told you guys, I am the queen of a course, of a coach, of all of it. Okay. I have had productivity coaching. I've had like woo-woo coaches, like business coaches. I've had a couple of different business coaches. I've had YouTube coaches. I mean, and shit, the girl I took the YouTube training for, this was before Coffee No Cream. No shade, but I mean, I feel like my videos do better than hers. So I just realized that was some bullshit as soon as I signed up. Listen, I've had so many things that I've signed up for. So I'm really trying to make sure that I'm providing something that's going to give you guys the tools and the resources that you need to get you through your pivot season. That's my main goal. Like, I truly believe this is pivot season for Black women, big time. Going to school and getting another second, third, fourth degree is not necessarily it for everyone. There's just too much opportunity out here. So that's my goal, is to help you guys get through your pivot season. Obviously, to bring more better and amazing guests. We've already had some great guests, but bring our greatest guests back, have new amazing guests, but really just to provide you guys with the resources so that Black women win. Yes. Who else? I complained to HR about my boss who is white. HR rep is Black. Do you think that helps at all? No. I don't know the situation. Document, get your CYA journal together and document everything. Document. Um, and be ready to make moves. You guys cannot be so married. I'm not telling anybody to quit their job, but if you do have to quit your job, or if you do get laid off or let go, or you just it's so stressful and terrible for you to be there. That should affect your health. Like when I was when I was ending my journey with this client, because she got her son involved, who was ridiculous. I had so much stress. I've always had chest pain since I was in college. I had so much stress. It wasn't just in the front. It was like it was permeating through like pins and needles out of my back. Like this shit is not healthy, right? So you don't have to stay there. Like this is what I'm talking about with pivot. Like, and with this current administration, these these people are just really emboldened, to say stuff to you guys. See what's going on, and this is just not healthy for us, right? So I want to empower you if I can and help you pivot, move out of those situations. If that is for you, if that is for you. If it's not, you need to be completely honest with yourself and know that maybe entrepreneurship is not, and you need to move into a position elsewhere, but you absolutely cannot stay in some of these positions if they are that toxic. I have a girl that's coming on in January. Her name is Ty Robinson, and she wrote a book called Surviving Toxic Workplaces. HR director has a story about how HR did not protect or help her, and she was a director of HR. So, do I think that helps? No. HR, I believe, is there to protect the company. I never felt comfortable with HR, but that's just me. Podcast membership, yes. So I'll be sharing more about membership. And I know that a lot of you guys might feel more comfortable talking behind a gated wall. The membership initially is going to be about pivoting, helping you guys pivoting, and a group, a small, limited number cohort where we're going to make moves. I'm going to help you guys make moves. I have some really good things planned to help you guys pivot. I need help on advocating for myself in the moment. I usually do it later, but then fret about it in the meantime. Yeah, maybe book a motion hour with me. I like your ideas. It is my pivot season. We win. It is. It is. I feel like it is fucked up what is going on right now in the country. Hands down, 100%. But I also feel that everything happens for a reason. And not to say I agree with these people and the bullshit that's going on, but I think at the end of it, we'll be in a better place because it's going to force us to see how amazing that we really are. It's scary, but it's going to force us to see how amazing we really are. And hopefully, it's going to help us come together to help each other more. And that's part of what I'm planning on the pivot too. Like once you get your shit together, let's, if we have a community, I mean, you've got clients already right there. So that's what I feel like. Can you do a topic on how married women treat single women in the workplace? What happened to you, Pama Room? Totally, it's making it hard to concentrate at work, especially. Yeah. So when I was dealing with that shit, when I was working for my now friend, but when I was working for him, I fucking hated him. I hated that place. It was crazy. And it just was, all I gotta say is when I working for myself, I just, sometimes I love getting up and having to go to work because it's just like in the next room and I just don't have that kind of stress. I have different stress though. I do have stress. But yeah, there's a way for us all to win and work with each other to make us better together. I know it sounds like all corny and kumbaya-ish, but it's true. Like just from doing this podcast, I have met some amazing Black women, like some amazing Black women that I would have never met if I was so afraid that I didn't do the thing, that I didn't do the podcast. Yeah, it's scary. People say shit. What did somebody say to me the other day? They told me your hair is a mess. I was like, is it? I was like, is it? I didn't think it looked that bad, but it's scary to get out here, but if you don't take a chance, how will you ever know? So I don't know what I was saying. I kind of lost my thought. Okay. But married women treating yeah. If I find the right guest for that, I think I would need a guest for that. What kind of problems are you having with the married women? I'm just curious. Totally, it's making it hard. Yeah, okay, I read that. I believe in community. Even hating the place and people are exhausting. It's true. It's true. It's like the Monday scaries. Sometimes I can't wait to get my computer open. This is not healthy either. But especially if you find something that you're truly passionate about that you can make money. Like, I'm truly passionate about this podcast. Like, I'm so excited. This is the most proud I've been of anything I've ever done. And I've done a lot, you know, and I have no intention of stopping. So you've got to find something that you're super passionate about. Now, sometimes you've got to do shit that you're not passionate about to get to the thing you're passionate about. And again, I'm still working. I still have the Rebel Geek. I'm still hustling, trying to make money on that. It'd be great if this was my only thing. I'd probably never have just one thing, really, honestly. Probably not. Thank you. Thank you. The hair has been a work in progress. Yeah. The hair, I think that day I had it up in like a scarf or something, People say shit. It's probably a Black man who said that anyway. I couldn't tell by the comment, but you know what? That's another thing. Like, yeah, you do have to have thick skin, but if I had to do this 20 years ago, I probably wouldn't. I would care more, but at this point, I just don't care. I feel like you truly have to, what did my guest Tracy Walker from Thinking Out Loud, you have to just get to this level of unbotheredness. You got to do what you got to do. You cannot give a shit about what anybody thinks. Don't ask anybody about a business if they don't have one. More access to mental health providers that are a part of the pivot. Yes. Okay. I was actually just talking to somebody about that and a database for mental health care providers. So we're talking about that as well. Yes. Thank you. Enhanced simplicity. Married women, especially supervisor, give off, wait, you have no street cred to vibe when they see you're single and the same age as them and come off as dismissive. Yeah. I've never been married, and people can think what they want to think about that. I just didn't get married. I could have gotten married. I just didn't get married. Don't let that bother you. Being married isn't all it's cracked up to be from what I can see. Some people have wonderful marriages, some people don't. Everybody has a different path, Again, most of those people who are like dismissing you because of they feel like they're married and you're not. I don't know their situation, but I think that confident people who are confident in their situations would not treat you bad because of that, right? It's more telling about them than it is about you. Like, you know, it's just crazy. Yeah. Yeah, don't ask anybody about a business. If they don't have a business, you need to find like-minded people. You need to find people who are equally as passionate, ambitious. You just need to find your people, even if you have to pay to be a part of something where you can find that. A lot of us are not around the right people. You are just not around the right people. And even if you do have people who are supportive, maybe they're not able to give you the support and the advice and the mentorship that you would need if you want to start a business. Again, it's not easy to start a business. I am not trying to scare anybody because I have started, if you count this podcast, I guess three. Um, but it's so fulfilling. And if it's something that you've always wanted to do, you just got to put yourself around the right people so that you can make it happen for yourself, you know? Let's see what we got. Couldn't care less about somebody's marriage. Yeah, like who cares? The only problem I had when I was working single is a lot of times, they would act like you didn't have anything to do because you didn't have family and kids. So they would expect you to stay more, they would trample all over your boundaries and expect access to you. That was my problem with that. I had to get off Facebook due to my account being taken over. I will no longer use Facebook because I could not get assistance. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about Patreon. What I'm working out where this private community where we can commune will be. I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it, I'm working on it. Love your thank you, dream theme queen. Yes. Yeah, Facebook. I mean, but now they're going to change TikTok. I mean, what do we have? And did you guys hear that iHeartRadio did a deal with Netflix? So they're going to start having like podcasts and things over there. Did you hear that? I'm very curious to see what that's going to be like. Substack is great if you like to write. Yes, it is. I like Substack. I just, since I build my own website, I just never used it for that. But it's great too because other people can see and find you on there as well. LinkedIn is good. Again, I haven't put this podcast on LinkedIn because everybody doesn't get it. I might one day, but I have a whole nother business that's on LinkedIn. All right, guys, we've gone over 15 minutes. I'm supposed to be on here an hour. Anybody got anything else they want to ask me? Anything? Maybe I'll come on one more time before the end of the year. We'll see. That would not be my regular scheduled time. Yeah, I was thinking about, I don't know what Chatter is. I'll look at that. Obviously I build web platforms. So if we do a course or anything like that, we will be on my own platform. But I'm talking about for like community conversation, you know, if we do a membership and anything like that, when we do a membership, we will have regular lives and webinars and things like that where we'll be able to like talk freely. That will not be on like Facebook or anything like that. Okay, I'll look at Chatter. I was actually looking at Telegram as part of the thing, but I'm trying to make it as easy and accessible because for the cohort that's going to be involved, I just want us to be really locked in and I want it to be easy. I don't want to make it hard. I don't want to give you guys a bunch of bullshit tools and stuff like that. I just want it to be really easy. Yeah, I can use Zoom for meetings. Zoom is good for that. I find it offensive when white recruiters ask me about racial competence for prospective jobs. Why is this happening? I don't know. That's interesting. Hmm. Maybe fan base, but I left fan base. I just didn't like I wanted to like it because, I felt like, yeah, we should be supporting them. But I didn't like the interface. I didn't like the UI. Yeah, I can have a community on YouTube. Yep. I I'm okay with YouTube. I like YouTube, right? I'm mainly on TikTok and YouTube, but I might be off TikTok real soon because some stuff's changing over there. So are Shepherd Essence, are you talking about the Motion Hour? The calendar, Um I use Calendly, so it automatically chooses your time zone. So don't worry about that. Whatever you're scheduling from, that's yeah, whatever you're scheduling from, it automatically updates to your time zone. I'm in the central time zone, but you're looking at the eastern time zone when you see it if you're in the eastern time zone. So you're going to see it in whatever time zone you're in. Yeah. Looking forward to meeting you. Yeah. Motion hour. Yeah, we're going to get into some stuff. So Dream Beam Queen Zoom. Yeah. Zoom is great. Woohoo, Calendly. Yes, Calendly is black owned. I tried to get away from it. I did. I was like being cheap. And then I went back to just using Google Appointments. I'm a Google girl, but their appointments was not good. Calendly is, I mean, for the price, is good. Yes, a dream beam queen. I'm glad you caught me live too, guys. So I'm gonna go. I have to do some work. It's just, and I have to be at the trainer at 6:30 in the morning. I swam this morning. My hair is still wet under here. So I get up early. Hey, ex votos, I see you. Thank you guys so much. Watch the latest episode, comment, let me know what you think. Talk to me in the Facebook group. Yay. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye. Good night. Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you sooner.